we're live. Let me check OBS. Voice is doing stuff. Cool. Okay, this is my first live video, and I want to do this because, alright, so the question really is here, like, why am I going public with my design stuff? Maybe we start here. Why go public with design stuff? The reason I found is because lately, maybe I should start the full story in the very beginning. This is a lot weirder than I thought it would be, talking to myself straight on, but maybe we'll start here. If you haven't used this tool, by the way, this tool is called TL Draw, and it is awesome. This is the Ikigai thing. I'm sure you're familiar with that, which is you find what you love, what the world needs, what you can be paid for, and what you're good at. Try to overlap them and try to find your, I guess, what you should be working on in life, really, that kind of stuff. And so for myself, over the last few months, I began mentoring people with ADP List. Maybe I'll just take a note of that. ADPlist.com or .org? Maybe it's .org. Either way, and I've done about 30 sessions with maybe 25 unique younger or transitioning designers from different industries, and also people who someone who had 20 years experience in creative and they're trying to kind of show their work again. And in that experience with them, it's clear to me that within a 30-minute session, I could redo all their portfolios, basically. I could point out exactly what's wrong with all of these different things, and there's all these ways they're, expressed poorly. It could be, it could be typographic, it could be things like that, or it could be they're just starting from the wrong place and looking at things from the wrong way. So what I'm finding is that very rapidly I am able to bring, I hope I'm in the right mode. Am I? I think so. I'm very rapidly able to double their effectiveness in 30 minutes. And so the question to me is, if I have that much value to bring to so many people, and I'm doing it one-on-one right now, is there a way I could do it more broadly? And if the goal is to use your skills to give value, how do you do it most effectively? And of course, you're going to assign dollars to that eventually as well. And I guess it's something kind of like, if I give an ounce of value, or I give 10 hours of my life per day to this company, it's all about multiplying value, right? Something like this. I'm going to try to use this so that I can talk through a little bit more broadly. So, me to many, maybe small pieces of value, and then, me to one. Maybe this is like working for Facebook. Me to one, taking a big chunk of the pie, but getting all my eggs in one basket. And I've been interviewing, and I've been job searching, and it's been brutal, honestly. It's a terrible time for it. Maybe it's a good time to start a new path, but I'm convincing one person to go kind of all in on me, or I can convince many people to accept my value, basically. And in my time, I've got proof points that I'm super valuable. And anyone who's worked with me in one of these organizations, can attest to that. But it's so slow going. And so you need to broaden how many people know you exist, and how you think, and how your work comes to be, and how you tackle problems. And so why don't I go this route? Even if you did it on the side, you got a job like this and you went on the side and you just kept doing this, surely this would continue to grow. And maybe you go on and move on in life and you get a second one like this. But these are hard to get. And they can just say, guess what? It's a recession. It's all gone, right? That stinks. I don't want that. And I want many foundational pieces as to my makeup and my values. Not values, but the value I bring, compared to hoping these companies exist and they have a room for me and they got a spot on the team and nothing's changing and the work we're doing is business critical and blah blah blah. And I saw something, I think it was from Dan Koe. If you don't know who Dan Koe is, look up this guy. He's really cool. There's this other great thinker guy named Jack Butcher. These guys are awesome, and I can find you some more stuff on that. But I think it was one of them. Either way, the point was that the metaphor one of them shared online was that the little bird doesn't have confidence that the tree is going to hold him up forever and have strong, but the little bird has confidence in all the strength of his wings, all the little pieces in him, and he knows how many skills he has, and so if the thing breaks, he can fly away. So that's how I think you want to be. You want to have skills and strengths and frameworks and all these fundamental principles in mind and in your life, so that you can handle rougher waters, right? And you can stand on branches that are more risky because you're so set up. So that's what I'm trying to do. This is another thing I guess I should mention, which is, even with this, right, sharing on YouTube, you kind of have to get a service like OBS, which is like the broadcasting system. I don't even know what it stands for, but it's the tool that allows me to put my little face in the corner. And you have to learn that skill. You have to learn all these other skills to make up all the other skills, all these little foundational pieces. Let's take the values part out of it, but let's just put the skills. All these small skills, as long as they're not too specialized, they're good everywhere you go. You know, being good at doing video creation could be great at the next job. It could be great helping someone else. It could be blah, blah, blah. Kind of a good example there. But the small pieces make up the greater, right? And so day by day, just adding brick by brick, you get transferable skills that go on forever. And you can just kind of pass out. And they're so small that, I guess another thought here, the small skills are so small that you might as well just throw them away and give them to other people. And here, don't forget to think about this. It's kind of hard to say, oh yeah, I have a lot of skill, and it's all here. It's all dependent on this big organization. And does that make sense? I think that makes sense, right? You can take this away from me, but you can't take these away from me. I like that. I'm cool with that. Okay, so I was thinking about going public with this, right? And why go public? Let's talk about just going public for a second. Going public with this expresses to more people and gets my name out there with how I think and how I, all the skills that I have. Compare that to looking for a job and fitting into their mold. I have to express what they want to know about me, the way that they want to know it about me, and maybe in their format, and your resume has to be formatted the way that they want it to be. And you get this other advice from folks, which is really, really dumb, really painful. I know it's dumb, but it's just annoying. It's just terrible. Which is, in practice, is terrible. Which is, oh yeah, modify your resume to fit all these other things. And it's like, no, I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to be modular in my resume so that it fits your ATS system, so that all of these things like that. I want you to come to me because you know that I have tons to offer. And let's look back at this, right? You know that these skills are what you need for your next project. and you know that I have a basis like this, and this could teach some of your other teammates who need to know these things, and this is the corner at which I could be hands-on and work there. And maybe you know that these are the ones I'm weaker in, but that's where I want to grow, right? So going public widens my reach to others. It really is all about your network and who you know. And I'll give you an example of an experience like this, which was I was tweeting about having a mentee who had this experience, blah blah blah. Someone saw it because of the reach on Twitter. Next thing you know, I have them sign up and they say, "Hey, I want you to help me because I saw you talking about this on Twitter about another mentee." And so essentially they came to me, which was pretty cool. It's kind of, some of these are the first times I've seen that, right, for myself. And how I go public with things, maybe that's another topic here, but how I go public with things in different formats, TikTok, ADP list, which is the mentoring thing, or YouTube or something, or Twitter, has different formats. And they're for different purposes, and I can do different things there. Maybe I'll pause on that because that's maybe that's next. Let's just talk about the Ikigai. And I want to go for like 40 minutes. So Ikigai, what the world needs, right? Let's talk about that one. What the world needs, especially right now, is there are so many people in the field. I know this because I've seen their work. And I talk to them one-on-one. Actually, let's bring this over. Oh, sorry. Oop. Oh, I'm terrible at this. Okay. The world needs all of these junior designers. These are junior designers. Junior designers. Whoop. Okay. Improving their online presence, making their portfolio better, making themselves stand out. Communicating clearly the value they can bring. Communicating clearly how well they can design, their design sensibilities, projects they've worked on, their experience. Like, I'm seeing architects turned UX. I'm seeing boot camp people, lots of them. Business people turned boot camp, turned UX. How they got there, I don't know exactly. But, various reasons. But I'm seeing them. I'm seeing what they need, because their work is not prime time, right? It's not ready. And they're going to get cast aside for sure. I would cast them aside as I was hiring folks. So my proof point, I guess what I'm getting at. My proof point here is, as I'm mentoring, I'm following up with them and I'm saying, hey, will you throw me a review on ADP list? And then I'm actually putting it on my website. And so, dude is chill about, wrong page, mentoring. Okay. I'm capturing here and putting them all here, right? They're supposed to look like iMessage or something. For one, these little bricks, more bricks, right? I love bricks, I guess, my new thing. These bricks are giving me confidence that I'm onto something. And truly, 30 minutes, I could double their effectiveness, each one of them. So I'm getting proof points, getting reviews. I'm asking them, as I'm also following up with my questions, like, do you think I could do this professionally? And a lot of them are saying yes. Whether that's true or not, I don't know. Like, whether they think it's true or whether you can actually do it, it's another thing. But I'm seeing proof the world needs this. Another example, I helped a salesman with his sales decks and changed the way he thinks about how he sees sales decks entirely. He sees his coworkers and their sales decks, and he realizes how terrible they are and why they're bad. And I don't mean to say bad like, oh, they're just bad, but I mean they're not clear. Design is about communicating clearly through some medium. That's how I view it. Even making something look in a way, maybe the word should be attractive, but I don't know. Making something attractive enough that I'm attracted to it so that I can go see what it's trying to communicate to me, and then it needs to communicate that thing to me clearly. That's how I view design, which is why I'm zoomed in so closely and I'm using this very simple tool. Okay. I'm going to skip this part for the bottom part for now. But what I really like I like working with people. I really liked working on site at the time. The commute and all that kind of stuff is painful, and finding all that, getting your physical body to the place where that good job is with the right people who are going to be there for a while that you can work with, an unknown challenge. But I love working with people. I love sharing a whiteboard and sharing a marker with them. So the other thing is that when you're working with people and you like turn right and you see their screen, it's like, dude, I work with a guy. I worked with a guy who was my age. We were like 30, and he did not right click. If he's watching this, I'm sorry. It was insane, right? But anyway, you can learn how fast you can improve each other as you're working together. You can say, you can go into your settings and change that real quick, and now you right click, and I've just helped you a lot. Vice versa, right? People, the best way as I ever learned was sitting. Truly, the most memorable way I ever learned was at an internship in Nashville at a branding house, watching these pros use their Wacom tablets, and they knew every single hotkey there was. I mean, the speed at which they could move. And all you have to do is say, what did you just do? How did you do that? Why are you doing it this way? And there's usually an answer. And the answer may be because it's how I've always done it, or it's because, trust me, I did it for a while this way and it was terrible. So anyway, working with people, hands-on, over their shoulder, is the best way. The best way forever. I'll pause there. What I'm good at is that when I'm doing a lot of this work with people, I'm really rapidly seeing they don't know much about Gestalt principles. We could talk about that later, maybe another video or something. Another thing here is I find that I can do really well with sharing metaphors with why. I need to think about this a little deeper of how to say this, but I speak often in metaphors that are more and more and more developed over time. Let's see if I can find an example for you. One is that your portfolio oftentimes can be considered like a window display. And as someone who's shopping for a designer, they're walking past thousands of windows. And your goal at that stage is to get them to stop, turn right, and look at what you're trying to show them. Good example here from North Face, right? Here is what we make. This duffel bag solves problems by this way. The best duffel bag for people who do stuff under 30 degrees Fahrenheit, APC painted this beautiful New York building blue. They should be maybe like arrested for this, but they did it anyway, right? Uniqlo throws a big red flag out there. They don't need to be red, but look at it red compared to the black ones. That contrast pulls you in. That's before you've made a purchase, before you've walked in, all that kind of stuff, right? So maybe your portfolio needs to be viewed as a window display, first and foremost, to draw people into it. Okay. Bit of a stretch, but one of my metaphors, it's one of the stronger ones that I've got. Why can't I zoom in anymore? Oh. Whoa. I think I broke something. Okay, we're back. So I'm seeing this over here with ADP list, what the world needs. Now, the harder one for me is how do you actually make money from this? And so my first goal here is, I guess, is stretching my reach out as far as I can to the most people who can see it and maybe see how I think, how I work, how I make improvements on others' work. If you need this kind of help, say I don't think I make my stuff clear enough, I suppose that's what I'm here for, I guess. What you see often in this kind of stuff is inevitably people are selling courses on the same stuff that's recycled. Apparently it works. But that's also like slicing. Let's look at it again like this, right? Oh, this is getting slow. I wonder what's going on. Sorry. All your value oftentimes goes to one company, or you slice it into, maybe I'm going to teach and I'm going to do freelance work in small chunks, or I'm going to break this, I'm going to break these ones up into smaller chunks, and inevitably it becomes like hands off. We just sell courses online overnight, and they do a couple of things here or there. And maybe the way it goes, for me. That doesn't seem like it's the worst thing. Money is good. Money makes things happen and keeps you alive. I mean, money's great. And I'm not sure how I'm going to make money, basically. But right now I'm doing this brick by brick. I'm just going to give value in small pieces. I'm going to grow the network further and further. Okay. Let's talk about this. I was watching something the other day. Oops, there's Twitter. Oh, let me grab ADP list again. I was watching something the other day with Ali Abdaal. He's kind of the main guy. I'll put his name down here in case we don't know who he is. Ali Abdaal. He has like those really great. He's a YouTuber guy who will just make your heart hurt. He's so good. Good as in highly effective. Puts out tons of work that seems to be adding value to the world. Clear thinker, systematic thinker, that kind of guy. He was interviewing someone. Point being, he was interviewing someone. And the guy said that he had a name for it, zone of effort or something, but his point was there are mediums he fits in, as we all do, like maybe my medium is writing small articles, or maybe it's posting on YouTube videos, long form, maybe it's super long form, maybe I work best on site for 8 hours helping people. Anyway, some of them you're stronger in and weaker in. I seem to be really strong longer form, hands-on, one-on-one with people. Maybe not super long form, but hands-on, being honest, ripping people's work apart. I don't really mean that negatively. I just mean that, boom, improvement here. Here's why. Here's the resource for you to see why you should make it this change, that kind of stuff. And I wonder how I should just stay in that. I'm not good so far. Let's keep growing, right? But I'm not good at getting jobs. I guess I'd like to get better at that, but maybe that's not who I am. I don't know. That's what I've been thinking about a lot lately. I'm good at dropping value bombs on people really, really rapidly. And ADP list, I've seen that and I have proof of that. Twitter, my most top tweet has like, I don't know, 3,000 and thousands of likes, where I looked at something, I looked at the sidebar in Figma, which is the little panel, and like I pulled it apart or something, and I said like, look how good this is, and here's why it's good. And it's like people love that, and there's some impact there. My best example, I said recently, same story. Random person saw a tweet and then they followed up with me. I think it's just being approachable has been really nice. It's hard to be approachable, I guess, without people seeing your face and knowing that you're like willing to talk to them and stuff. A lot of people don't like talking to people. It's okay. A lot of people do like talking to people. Finding them and overlapping with them seems to be what people aren't willing to do as well. And I don't seem to have a problem with that. I don't seem to mind doing that. In fact, I quite like it. Though I'm pretty introverted, I do like talking with people of all types. I really like doing like user research sessions, especially in person. When we did that with one of my companies a while ago in New York, like on the trading floors, that was really super fun, to be honest. And it's so cool to see people from different industries and they're how crazy different they are from you. So all that to say, my sphere of influence, or the sphere in which I would like to work, am I stronger or weaker? Longer form in person should be stronger. Maybe I'm sorry. Let me destroy this and move this around. I'm pretty good here. I think I could be good over here if I could have the time to zoom in and kind of think through my thoughts. I think I could be good here. I guess this is sort of an unknown. I've been thinking about TikTok, where I just zoom in on someone's work. Maybe even like sneak attack their work, but we'll see. And pull their work apart and just say, this needs improvement this way, this needs improvement that way, this needs improvement in that way. I think I could do that, but I don't have much proof of that yet. Do I have anything else to say? Let me pull up something else and see if I have something else to say about what I'm doing. No, I think that's about it actually. But this is what I'm up to. I'm growing my network. I'm growing my network. Yeah, maybe we say it like this. So what am I doing? What I'm doing maybe with my career or my future career, I cannot type today, is I'm trying to essentially grow an audience where I share value right now with one-on-one help, eventually, honestly, turning a profit. And it's so clear that so many people need help with things, with expressing their thoughts and making them more clear. And there's so many frameworks I know about that I really enjoy. I think are really, really powerful. And so yeah, that's what I'm doing, and I'm enjoying it so far. I found these 2 quotes. They seem dumb now. It's weird how stuff feels dumb once you're out of the moment, if that makes sense. But let's do this. You can't fake a passion. And so I actually sort of did fake a passion once, which was I was trying to start a climbing company where I shared information about like safety and how like rock climbing safety and this and that, and while making it a cool design with it and stuff. But I didn't have like a very deep knowledge about climbing, and it required a lot of other things that were really more difficult, like photography, getting tons of content that way. And I got a little overwhelmed with it, and so I sort of was faking it at some point. But what was I trying to say about that? Bummer. I'm lost. I lost my train of thought. Oh, too much, too fast, right? But what it really was is that I saw another quote recently, which was like, go at your pace. And brick by brick, day by day, right? That's my other thing. Brick by brick, right? So each day, I kind of mentor 1 or 2 people for 30 minutes each. And I've followed up with them a couple times now. So a couple of them I've worked with 3 or 4 times. I'm seeing their improvements. And each time I work with them and a new person, I kind of build another review. I'm getting, for my own testimonial page, that kind of thing. And now I'm adding bricks of skills, like doing this YouTube thing where I talk about this. And maybe that's my pace, right? While looking for a full-time job, which would be, the highest return on investment. I mean, the most value to me is just like working again and getting more money. But if the inevitable goal might be to just have the most skills and the most people who know about me and delivering value to them in a really wide way, I need to just keep adding the bricks to my, feathers to my cap, and the bricks on the foundations and the skills and that kind of stuff. So I think we're at like 30 minutes or something like that. But I think that's what I'm up to. What am I doing? I think this is what I'm doing. I'm working on, and let me say this too. Maybe I already did, but to fake a passion. This stuff is all really true. It's a little hard, but lots of people are being paid for helping designers in various ways. It doesn't seem like there's no money there, but I mean, I know exactly what it costs to run my life, and I can imagine that I could make multiples of what I need, many multiples. So that's what I'm working on, and I hope this was interesting to you in some way. If only for, hey, I stuck my neck out there and I'm making my first YouTube video. So, yeah, I'm Noah. I'm Dude is Chill. If you want to work with me, talk. I'm easy. I'm easy to reach. I'm very easy to reach. Let's put a huge thing called Dudeschill.com. Find me here. This is me. Boop. And maybe this is my outro. How do I outro it? Thanks for watching me.